Finding problems? That's easy. They exist in every community. I'm Terry Springs, your host. We're looking deeper, and we are talking solutions, finding out how we all can make a difference. Now on Talking Solutions, Leslee Rogers from the Salvation Army. You're true to your word. You came back to see me to talk about the holidays.
I wouldn't miss it for the world, Ms. Terry.
Well, we want to shine a light on everything that the Salvation Army does for Southern Nevada, which is substantial.
Yeah, we do a lot. We have lots and lots of programs, but it's holiday time. So we're going to focus on a lot of what we do for the kids. And we'll also talk about red kettles. People have an opportunity not only to give, but to volunteer and give their time, which is another wonderful thing that you can do to support us. So where would you like to begin?
Let's start with the kids, because Christmas really is all about the kids.
All about the kids. And by the way, a huge thank you to Beasley. You've got angel tags again this year.
Of course we do.
And a toy drive going on, which just is spectacular. We have probably 1,000 to 1,500 families, which represents probably 4,000 to 5,000 children we'll be providing toys for and gifts for, because the kids that are a little bit older, 11, 12, 13, 14, we stop at 14, those 4 older years, we provide them with gift cards, maybe $20, $25 for Target or Walmart, so they can go buy something they would like. Because if you say, what do you buy someone who's that, I would be lost. A gift card allows them to go and get what they want. And then we also provide them with a movie gift card so they can take a friend to the movies. Those are the 2 gifts for the older children. And then from newborn through age 10, each angel tag, which is just a boy this age range or a girl this age range. And we have newborn to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and 9 and 10, 4 different age groups, because that's sort of how the toys shake out. You go buy 2 toys for each tag, anywhere from, say, $10 to $30. So figure $20, $25 a piece, $40 or $50 per tag. Those toys then are collected, and we take them. This year we'll be doing distribution at Silver Nugget up on Lake Mead, since Cashman is no longer available.
Right.
We set up a toy store and let the parents shop for 2 gifts for each of their children, newborns through age 10, and gift cards for their older children. Because you know what? Not every little girl wants a Barbie. Sometimes they like Tonka trucks. Good for them.
Their mom's going to know.
Exactly. Mom or dad knows what their kids are going to play with. And some little boys may not want a Tonka truck. He may want a Barbie or a craft set. And who cares?
Master Chef Jr.
Yes, my little oven thingy.
Easy bake oven.
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
my God. Did you have one?
Yeah, I did.
Mine was purple. What color was yours?
Pink.
That was so fun.
But we have the angel tree tags here in our lobby at Beasley Media Group. Email goes out to say, hey, the tags are here, so people can go start sorting through and seeing what they think they can do the best job with.
Yes.
Last year I got my 2 tags. I had a boy and a girl, both 6 to 8 years old. They were suggesting some possible gifts on the tag too.
We do that.
Something related to Nerf, which apparently is a big thing.
Still.
And for the little girl, it was Disney princesses.
Still.
I just sent it to Target on the computer and went and grabbed it, and boom. You don't have to wrap it or anything.
No.
Because that's not how it works. You don't have to put that effort in.
Exactly. We need them unwrapped. So again, mom or dad or guardian or grandma or whoever is picking these up for the kids can see what's available. And if we get them wrapped, we often have to then unwrap them.
So they can be part of that toy store experience.
Exactly. And then additionally, we provide a gift card for Smith's Food and Drug for mom to shop for perishables to go with that holiday dinner. So the eggs, the milk, any kind of fresh veggies or things that she might need, butter and those kinds of things. So we give them a gift card, depending on the size of the family, $25 or $50 to help with their groceries for the holiday as well.
I've got to think there's a lot of people in Southern Nevada that you're helping with this holiday gift.
It's wonderful. We wish we could do more, but rather than sign up more people and not be able to provide, we'd rather have a little extra. And then if people that didn't get helped the day of, they can come to Family Services, because we're doing our distribution on the 14th of December. So that next week, if someone was missed or they didn't get signed up in time, we will probably have sufficient extra to then help those additional families. We'd rather do that and then have somebody come and not have what they need.
Well, that's a sweet thing to do, because with radio stations, when you're doing a holiday promotion or a giveaway, you're always going to have people come up at the last minute and they have a need and they get increasingly desperate because they have missed the window for so many of those other programs.
See, they'll have a full whole week before Christmas after we do that big push to do that. And the other thing we haven't talked about, we do adopt a family. Essentially what we do is we draw from the families who come to us for assistance. And when the caseworker takes their information, if they hear a story that's particularly touching or difficult or a circumstance that's just sort of out of the ordinary, we may pull that family and call them and say, may we have someone adopt your entire family? So we also have that availability for people who want to take care of an entire family, buy toys for the kids, maybe something for mom and or dad, and maybe help with a tree, maybe help with the dinner, and actually provide a real Christmas for that family that they would otherwise not have.
What a blessing.
We also do adopt a senior, which is wonderful. So if anyone who's listening knows someone who is elderly and needs some help for Christmas, they don't have family that will buy them even a couple of little gifts, we'd love to know that as well and get them signed up. Again, they go through our family services, 1581 North Main Street. The phone number there, if someone wants to call and ask some questions, is 702-649-8240. And they can call and find out what's required by individuals or families coming in for assistance, what kind of documentation might be needed. It's generally not very much. We need to know you are who you are, you live where you say you live, and if you're asking for help for children, that those are in fact your children. So some proof of that.
This adopt a senior, that would make them feel special. I think a lot of seniors do end up here in Southern Nevada. I talk with my friend Don Miller with HoboLink of Southern Nevada all the time. He tells these sad stories about seniors who have just kind of been left here and their families either aren't around anymore or just abandon them and figure they'll be fine. No, they don't have anyone to lean on. They don't have a lot in the way of resources. I like the idea of adopting a senior and letting them know they are not alone. Someone does care. And the holiday can be a lot brighter than you first thought it would be.
Exactly.
Wow, you got a lot going on.
We do.
You know, this is the time of the year for the red kettles. You know that's my favorite, right?
I know. Oh, should I ring my bell?
Yes, ring the bell.
Let's ring the bell.
You're even shaking your phone. I am getting that app. I'm going to do that to people. Probably in the building. I love the Salvation Army Red Kettles. Leslee Rogers is with us from the Salvation Army of Southern Nevada. We are talking about all the things for the holidays that the Salvation Army has got going on, tons of things. And the Red Kettle campaign is so important. When I'm going in a store, I cannot ignore that person standing by the kettle.
I can't
I
either.
have to put something in. Say hello. They always say, God bless you, Merry Christmas. And then when I see them coming back out, I'm not going to walk by then either. So I have to stop both times.
I love that, Terry.
Well,
coming and going.
I'm not going to ignore these people.
No, you can't.
They're raising funds for some very, very important programs.
And it's interesting that you mentioned volunteering because red kettles in the valley, because we have so many, some of them we have to pay workers to ring those kettlebells. We only pay minimum wage, but at the same time, it costs us a chunk of money every day to do that. So we have a certain dollar amount the kettle has to make in order to just break even if we're paying a bell ringer. The more people we can get to volunteer and ring those kettlebells, the better we are. So any organizations that are listening to us, classes, networking groups, service organizations, church groups, if they can take a kettle for one day, have 4 groups of 2 people each, because it does get boring sometimes if you're just standing there. So 2 people for 2 hours through one day. So 8 people can cover a kettle. For every hour that kettle is covered by a volunteer, we're able to feed 10 to 13 people.
Oh, I like that.
So if you think about a day, there's 100 people that can be fed if we have someone manning that kettle that we don't have to pay.
So you don't have to put the funds out to have someone at the kettle.
Exactly.
Plus all the money they're going to bring in.
That's right.
By being there and being charming.
And adorable.
And welcoming and smiling and saying hello to people.
The other thing that's fun, a lot of times when our volunteers know they're going to be at a kettle, they'll hit their friends up ahead of time and come with checks and stuff the kettle before they even start. Because they've said, I'm going to be working on a kettle. How much do you want to give to the Salvation Army? Give me a check or give me cash and I'll stuff my kettle before I even get started.
What a great idea.
Isn't that a terrific way to do this?
I bet we have a goal for what you're looking for the kettle total, because it's a big number, but it does a lot of work.
Well, you know, I don't even put a goal on it because we never know, again, how many we're going to be paying, how many volunteers. We have Realtor Wednesday, which is spectacular. We like realtors, real estate companies to adopt a kettle for the day and come out, title companies and mortgage companies to do Realtor Wednesdays. There's 4 or 5 this year because we actually get to start a little earlier because Thanksgiving is so early.
It is.
Most of our kettles will be kicked off Black Friday, the 23rd. But we have a few kettle locations that'll be actually starting either the weekend before or that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because of all the shopping that happens prior to Thanksgiving. We have a few locations that will allow us to do that, which is wonderful. But look at the Smith stores, look at all the Walmarts, Sam's Clubs, Walgreens. We just really love those people for working with us. And we'll have some locals as well. I was reached out to by a company that has a storefront and said, is there going to be a kettle near me? If not, can we put one in front of my store?
Can we have one?
We just love it. It's a very exciting time. It's a crazy busy time. My volunteer coordinator is already ready to pull her hair out. Poor Keisha.
That would be a hard job.
It's a tough job. I have done kettles myself, but I never called myself a kettle coordinator. I was the bucket babe.
That's why I love you, Leslee Rogers. Salvation Army, we're talking about the Red Kettle campaign. Every time I'm watching that Dallas Cowboys football game on Thanksgiving, they do the official national kickoff.
Did you see who it is this year?
No.
Meghan Trainor.
I love her.
It's all about that bass.
Star 107.9 plays her music all the time.
It's all about that kettle.
I don't remember if it was last year or the year before where one of the Dallas Cowboys actually jumped in the kettle.
Dove in.
Yeah.
That was fun. Well, Jerry Jones is on our national board.
Yeah, he's a big fan.
Or maybe Charlotte now, his daughter. They've been an amazing partner for us nationally for years and years and years. Next week is busy for me.
I know, it's crazy.
Oh my gosh. We have 2 wonderful events with, and I'm going to give them a shout out. They don't like publicity, but I just have to thank Zappos. They're absolutely incredible to our hunger at risk families and to our homeless, doing meal distribution. The family has to come with a golden ticket, basically.
Oh, and like Willy Wonka.
Like Willy Wonka, we give them the tickets. So the tickets are available through Family Services. We have events for the kids, a petting zoo, and other things. And the family gets a whole turkey dinner to take home and cook. And then their shoe thing, you can't just walk in. You have to, again, have a ticket. And the Salvation Army provides those tickets to those who need the assistance. And then after the shoes are given out, the people from Zappos feed a complete Thanksgiving meal. And those are all homeless. They did 2,500 pairs of shoes last year.
That is so sweet.
They're awesome. And like I said, they don't like publicity, but I just have to thank them because they're an amazing partner for the Salvation Army.
Leslie, around here on Talking Solutions, it's not publicity. It's just information.
And thank you.
Shining a light. I like to always focus on all the good that goes on in our community because there are so many wonderful things that happen.
There really are.
I know that you didn't mention a specific amount that you're shooting for, the total amount of money poured into the red kettles over the holiday season, but I do know it is substantial. Hundreds of thousands of dollars that are required to keep the Salvation Army going. And this Red Kettle campaign is your biggest fundraiser of the year.
It absolutely is. Our budget here in Southern Nevada for all of our programs and services is just under $11 million. And of course, yes, for certain programming, we get grants and help with those things. We get wonderful donations from incredible people and organizations throughout the valley, but there's still always a shortfall, and the Kettle Drive helps make up that shortfall. And in addition to stopping at a kettle and putting money in, people can have their own online red kettle.
Yes.
And email and text their friends and say, please contribute to the Salvation Army at my red kettle. And literally onlineredkettle.org, you can create a red kettle, or you can go to our salvationarmysouthernevada.org and create your own online red kettle. You can also just give at that same web address. But we also have a way that you can text to give. And you simply text red kettles with a plural, so red kettles, all one word, to 51555. And you'll be redirected to the website, and you can donate then. Instead of just $10 going on your phone bill, you can donate any amount and put it on the credit or debit card of your choice through the website.
I love doing stuff online. And this virtual red kettle, I think is so cute. I do a lot of stuff virtually. I do a lot of 5K charity walks.
Yes.
From my bed.
Yes.
On a Saturday morning.
Yes.
And I still get the T-shirt.
Because you raised so much money.
Because
you're Terry Springs and everyone loves you.
Because I gave them money and it was virtual participation.
That's right.
They just have cool things. And so having your own virtual Red Kettle sounds like a lot of fun. All the stuff that we've got going on with social media these days.
It's wonderful.
It's
and it would
so
be
exciting.
fun for like people to challenge each other. I challenge your Red Kettle, with my Red Kettle and who can raise more. And how fun would that be?
Well, and why not volunteer to go actually ring the bell at a real Red Kettle location and put yourself on social media?
Doing it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Show how cool you are.
Show it. Put your little ringing face on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat.
However you want to do it. Lots of things happening. Leslie, just real quick, I don't think a lot of people realize how many things the Salvation Army is involved in. I'm sure they think, well, helping people have shelter if they're homeless.
Absolutely.
Want to give them a warm place to sleep at night. We can give them food. But there's a lot more that the Salvation Army is involved with here in Southern Nevada that I find to be so important. Things like the recovery and addiction
our recovery
programs.
program is amazing. It's our adult rehabilitation center. Men and women 21 to basically 62 because they do work and there's some lifting involved, especially for the men. And that program is supported by our thrift stores. We just opened a new one about a month ago, which was very exciting. Another thing we do a lot of is veteran services. We have a very large homeless veteran services program. Some of the veterans live with us. Some of them just have case management through our programming. And we have just opened a brand new building, actually an older building on our campus on West Owens, 35 West Owens. But the building was completely rehabbed by the Home Depot Foundation.
Wow.
And it will sleep 42 vets. And they are in our community integration program, which, again, we're taking veterans off the streets, putting them in transitional housing, and through case management, helping them move into permanent housing, back into the community, and back on their own, which is so exciting to see.
I love that.
So we have that going on. We have a program called Seeds of Hope, which works with victims of human trafficking.
That's the one I was going to talk about.
Oh, my gosh. It breaks my heart because probably half of the people involved as our clientele, I will say, are minors.
Yeah.
And it's the scariest thing. And these are people whom the officials, either FBI or Las Vegas Metro Police, have found to be ready to come out of that life. And we help them through that process and find them emergency shelter. They very often come with nothing but the clothes on their backs.
Yeah.
So provide them with something to eat and a place to stay that's safe and more clothing and hygiene products, and then work with them through counseling and legal help and all the things necessary to just completely turn their lives around. And if they're willing to prosecute, then we help with those legal matters. And our case managers even go to court with them to make sure not only do they show up, but that they feel like they've got somebody that has their back so they can actually stand up to their perpetrators.
Sadly, that is far too big of a problem in Southern Nevada than we even want to admit.
We don't want to talk about it,
but we've been
it's
talking
true.
a lot about youth homelessness on Talking Solutions here lately, realizing that we have the third largest homeless population for youth in the country, only behind LA and San Diego.
Exactly.
We got more than Chicago. We got more than New York City.
And unfortunately, our facilities do not take those kids, but we refer them. And one of our favorite partners is the Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth.
Yeah, we all work together.
And Street Teens. They're just incredible. Now, when I left several years ago, Street Teens wasn't sleeping kids. They were just helping them, getting them through the evening. But those kids generally were couch surfing, whereas NPHY is actually helping them find places to live.
Yep, but we don't have enough
school.
beds.
We don't have nearly
So
enough.
we're working on it together, and I just had Project 150 in for the first time.
Oh, they're great too.
So we've been talking a lot about those issues, but it always comes up that those young people who are out on the streets for whatever reason, they are such targets for human trafficking that they are approached and propositioned within hours. They're looking for kids to victimize, to use for their own means and their own purposes.
And it's boys and girls.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Knowing that the Salvation Army does such great work on helping victims of human trafficking get out of that situation back into safety.
Exactly.
That's what it should be.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that.
great.
All of these different programs and more are done by the Salvation Army, and many of them are supported by the Red Kettle campaign. That's why I'm such a big proponent.
They really are. As I said, all of the monies get utilized throughout the year with all of the programming that we do, and we couldn't do any of it without our amazing community. We're so blessed to be here in Southern Nevada. So generous. Volunteer opportunities. In addition to ringing the red kettlebells, collecting toys, taking angel tags, we need help with distribution of those toys. So the 12th and 13th of December, which is a Wednesday and Thursday, we will be setting up at the Silver Nugget, which is North Las Vegas Boulevard. I don't have an exact address, but it's maybe a half a mile north of Lake Mead in North Las Vegas. Then on Friday, the 14th, will be the actual distribution. And when the families sign up, they're assigned sort of an hour appointment, come between 8 and 9. Well, of course, as the day wears on, the 8 o'clockers who couldn't come at 8 o'clock show up later, which is fine. But you will not be led into the building until your assigned time has come, just to keep the building from becoming overcrowded.
Well, you're just trying to be organized.
Exactly. So we'll need a lot of help getting set up with that toy store, getting the toys organized sort of backstage, if you will. So when the tables are depleted a little bit, we can restock. We need volunteers to be doing that. And then on the day of, we have volunteers that go with the family as shoppers, drag the cart and help mom and dad pick out what they need for their kids, and then help them check out and get them their gift card, food card, and the gift cards for their older children. It's a very well organized program, but we need lots and lots of volunteers to help make that happen. So if you'd like to do any of that volunteering, we want you to reach out to Keisha Alderman, Alderman. She's our volunteer coordinator. Her direct phone number is 725. Yes, we have 725 area codes here. 725-777-1368 is her direct line. So you can reach out to Keisha to volunteer for any of those things, or to ring a kettlebell on any day between November 23rd and December 24th, with the exception of Sundays. We do not ring kettlebells on Sunday.
I'm going to have all that information, the links and everything, of course, on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with a podcast of our discussion today. Leslee Rogers from the Salvation Army. I know you've been telling us about some of the things we can do, but I'm going to ask the question, what can we do to help you?
Well, as mentioned, volunteering is huge, because the more people that come and volunteer for us and ring those kettlebells, the more money stays in our pockets to go to those programs directly. And as you know, Terry, one thing about the Salvation Army, we are very careful with our money, very frugal. And at this point in time, because the economy is sort of in flux, I would say about 82 to 83% of every dollar goes directly to programming. But when things are a little different and there's more money flowing, and we get more financial donations, then I would say as much as 92%.
Yeah, because your percentage that you turn back to services actually goes up because you have a bigger pot of money.
That's right. So the more we get, the more we can give directly to our clients that need our help and our beneficiaries that need our help. So your generosity is greatly appreciated. Southern Nevada, we love you. We could not do what we do. We couldn't fight the fight we do every day without your help. And I don't know how else to say thank you.
It would not be the holiday season, Leslee Rogers, without having you in to talk about what the Salvation Army is doing. I love the Salvation Army and am more than happy to ask everybody who's listening to us today to be a part of helping their friends and neighbors, because you don't know who's getting these services. It's people at your workplace. It's people on your street, people in your church. It's children, veterans, seniors, families, people of all ages are getting help thanks to the good deeds that you do with the Salvation Army.
We love fighting the fight, but we can't fight it alone. The one thing I want to end on, too, one of my favorite things about our mission statement, a lot of people don't realize that the Salvation Army is not just a social service agency, but we are also a church. And our mission statement says that we spread the love of Christ by meeting human needs without discrimination. And that last part of that statement, without discrimination, is absolutely true. It makes my heart sing to know that we never ask where you live, what your religion is, what your nationality is, what your race is, who you love. None of that is important. All we want to know is, what is your need? May we help you meet that need. And if we don't have the facility to help you meet your need, we know who does, and we connect you with the organization that'll make that happen for you. So help us fight the fight. Join in by volunteering, by donating, by buying toys for some kids, by dropping your change in that red kettle every time you walk by, just like Terry does. we can't say thank you enough for helping us fight the good fight here in Southern Nevada.
How inclusive. I love that. Leslee Rogers, Salvation Army of Southern Nevada. All the information, links, and everything are on the Talking Solutions Facebook page, along with the podcast of our interview. And all the stuff we were talking about, there is not a person listening who can't do something to help this effort.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you for joining us today on Talking Solutions. Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to you.